want to talk on a video, alright. Penland Crusader here. I'm welcome to part 8. We seem to be cracking on with these parts, don't we? We're up to part 8 and we've still got a fair bit to do. So this program is all about tin work, basically. Stripping our mud guard down, find the bits that we want, and cutting the new tin out, and having to sort out. We'll blast, the parts I've saved, so as the rust don't set off again. Well, not in a hurry anyway. And also we've got a clip on there where we remove the old full pop, which was parked here, round to the back. So the John Deere was parked behind the pop. So we had to have a swap round because I'm working on the bench and grinding and doing, and worried about sparks going on the 56 Ford pop. So John Deere not sort of important. I will just put it here and put a rag over the nose cone, and that's really, it'll be safe enough at that. At least the pops at the back, I will put a cover on it, and I'm only using 4-inch grinder, so the spark's not go that far as such. So in order to move on from the tractor, we've got the brakes and parts as far as we can get. Tin work's got to come next. So this is where we're at. So sit back and enjoy. And we're putting the clip in, just breaks a bit of the boredom up of talking about with a tin, right? But so yeah, sit back and enjoy, and we'll catch up with you soon. Okay, so I've got to change the pop round for the John Deere because the grinder, the sparks, towards the pop, and it's not going to do it a lot of good. So I'm now going to start the John Deere, and I'm just turning the petrol on there, and turning the compression cock taps open, and the same on the other side. You need to open the taps up because if you don't, there's no way can you turn the flywheel. And yeah, this is 1939 technology here, So yeah, I'm checking now the gear there, and then applying about a quarter throttle and giving it full choke. Then it's a case of grabbing the flywheel and spin it over until such time we get some sort of cough out of it. There you go, look, she just coughed, so I'll just back the choke off, and 3 or 4 more twizzles and it'll fire up. There she goes, look, and just see the compression coming out. So I turn this one off, go around and turn the other side off. And then on the way back, I'll just back the choke right off. And then she's good to go. So I'll just move a few bits out of the way, drive it out the shed, and then I'll change the pop round. And what I didn't say was, like, the reason I'm speaking over on this is because the mic and the sound's gone all squeaky. When I start the John Deere up, it's just squeak, squeak, squeak instead of giving you the sound of the tractor. But I will have a walk out to the tractor and what do you call it? And do a little video walk round to the tractor so you can see it. this is 1939. I've done a complete rebuild on the engine, and the tin work was completely gone off it, so I had to find some second-hand tin work about, and just put it to where she is now. And she's still like a, in good use tin work. It's got the paint scratches and that on it. Just a nice patina altogether. Right, now we'll clear the way out a little bit so we can move the pop. And then I'll get them swapped over. So I'm just bringing the John Deere in. And the thing is, you've got to be careful with one of these. They've got the bloody arse stick right outside of the wheels. It's so easy to get caught up, knocked up on stuff. And I did look on my right hand side, but I didn't check my left hand side, and consequently I did catch the wheel rim. But I did keep coming because I thought it was squeezed by it, but it didn't. So I just had to back up so I could get by it. And I was only like about 2 foot short of getting ducked head first up to the bench. Anyway, I nipped off to try to move it, and of course I hadn't left myself enough room, so I had to back off and then give it another go. Like the John Deere, it's a funny old thing. The neutral is not from left to right; it's up and down on it. So you get on a tractor and you just have to think what you're doing, because it's completely back its way around to any other tractor you'd likely to get on. But yeah, we're just shoving the real rim out the blooming way, and just so that it gives me enough room to get the tractor head first up to the bench. I ain't got enough room outside, in the outside buildings to put the John Deere in. The buggers are all full, so we've got this and the car in the workshop because there's just nowhere else to put them under cover for the moment. We have got a fresh, another shed we're putting up this year, but that's not going to be until the summertime. So yeah, we're just coming by now. We're nearly right up to the bench. You're pretty much on it there now, look. So yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm getting off now, look, so that's your lock for that one. And now it's a case of nipping back out and getting the pop. Okay, so I'm just walking out now. I'm going to bring the pop back in. I didn't get no picture of the pop going out. Like I say, we've got some speaker trouble again. Well, not so much speaker trouble, but mic trouble. But anyway, the pop's coming back in now. So it'll hide behind the John Deere, and I'll put a cover over it, and then that'll stop the sparks from the grinder when I'm messing about with the mud guards. And that'll be another sort of one of them little jobs, good and done, or little things that just take time out of the day when you want to be doing something else. But if I don't do it, it's going to make more work for me later on. I'm just giving it a bit of a shove up there, look, just to give myself a bit of clearance for the door. So yeah, that's pretty much done. I'll just put a cover on the John Deere, and we're there. Okay, so I've just fetched the set of mud guards from round the back. The ones a pair I took off my blue water washer, and although they're badly dinted and crumpled pretty much as I took them off really, but they do retrieve sort of a reasonable foot plates, and certainly I know it's upside down, but yeah, I mean I'm going to salvage them. I can do something with them. They're a bit bent, but I can sort them out. And these irons are good right to the end, so I'll probably take one of these off as a pattern so I can compare the others, and so forth. But yeah, I mean, there's, you see that one's in a poor way. Look, she's rotted right out through there. And yet the bits you'd expect to rot out are not rotted. But so yeah, we've got a good few bits to salvage off these, which I'm doing now. Look, I've just ground a few bits off just to start the process, and I'll get a few bits knocked off, and then we'll get them on the bench and see what we got. Okay, so this is one of the mud guards from round the back, and you can see she's in a bit of a poor state, to say the least. But it's got a good source of spares on it. Got this angle on here, although it's bent and twisted, it's heavy material, so it can be straightened out, so that's no bother. And what I also have from off the back side here, look, I've took all the way along there, I took that footplate stay out. I call it a footplate stay. It's like the rib between the axle and the corner of the footplate, which is these boys here. So this is my original one that I took off. It's got the bit missing on the end. So this is the one I've just took off the mud guard, albeit the opposite hand, but she's complete. So put them together like that, sort of back to back. Now we can see what we're playing with. So we can cut it from about here, then reproduce this piece and put it on that side. Now the foot plates are non-existent on my mud guards, which were down here, look. So I've managed to scrounge a foot plate off the mud guard outside, which I just showed you. And yeah, it's a bit rough in places, especially at the back end, look. But again, that's I can retrieve that. We'll weld a piece in that and do it. It'd be nice to have some new foot plates, but we can salvage this one and it'll do the job. It'll get the tractor going, and it'll do a job of work when we're done. So this is where I'm at with this one. I will flip it over. I will take the riveted strong backs, look, the bits that create its strength. We'll take them off because they're riveted, and then I can clean up behind it. If there's any build up of rust, I can knock it all off. If there's any repairs to do, I can do, and then I rivet it back on and get everything nice, flat, square and straight. And I might just run the grip blaster over that and trim it up. And yeah, I think we can salvage that. And the other side foot plates is in similar condition, so we will salvage them. It's about keeping your money in your pocket and doing a bit of engineering work and making something bad good. And that's where I am. So just a little update on there so we can see where we are. So I've just drilled out spot welds. I haven't drilled right through. Just drilled a little pilot hole, if you like, in the middle of the spot weld, and then put a big 1/2 inch drill just to take a wider breed to countersink to get the spot weld out, if you're following me. And then we were splitting chisel in there like that. I've got this one ground up to a fairly sharp point, and then just pop it under there, give it a sharp tap, and then it splits the two. And this is what you're left with, look, which gives me a reasonable edge look that I can mark round when I lay it on my new bit of tin. So I'm quietly pleased with that, because all that edge all the way around is good. And the only place that you got a bit on the bottom edge here where the number plate, no, it's the top side, this one is, it was split for some reason, and probably tin worm that's done it. But anyway, that bit's missing, so we'll add a welder piece in there. That's okay, that's quite good. And then the back has got a little, don't know whether you can just see the daylight through there, look. Got a little split in there, so it wants welding up. And then we've got this, she's got a bit of a dint and that in here, where the number plate was on. And this is the bottom of the wing, where they've backed into some at some point in its life. But there, you can just see that's all dinted in. So I'm well pleased with that. It's got a good top edge to it, all the way around. Good rolled edge all the way around. So I'm really pleased with that. And then, because when we move that out of the way, it gives me the tin plate, which I was looking for to mark out on my new bit of steel, and we can mark the axle holes out and all the relative bits. I shan't drill all the holes for the stays, because I should do that in situ when I put the stay on, so I'm 100% on it. But the holes and that for this bottom one, and for the cast plate, I will, because then you know, I make sure I get the plate in the right position for clamping up. So yeah, all together it's going well, and I'm pleased with the bits that I've retrieved. It'll all come good. So I will salvage one of these angle iron stays, because there's a lump missing off that one, although I could weld a bit on it. I just need one for a pattern. And if I go outside to the other old wing, although it's got a bend or two in it, it has got a good square edge, look, with the bolt holes in. Everything will be just right. And also this bit, when I get it straightened out, if I get it picked off, I can pick up on the rivet holes on the other plate, on the other back mudguard, and then it'll give me this distance, because obviously the mudguard's missing. This has got a relatively straight edge to it, but the other one, it's missing. It's back here somewhere. So at least that will give me my, you know, depth of tin, if you like. So because obviously that's the bit where the foot plate bolts on as well. So yeah, it'll come. So that's where I am at the minute. Right, so the bent edge on the mudguard side is bent over to bolt the bulkhead to, the bulkhead plate. So in order to get a pattern, the tin's no good no more for any more use, so I'll just flatten it out. See where this is there, look, very thin along there, look, but I flattened it out, look. So when I mark around it now, I'll get an exact shape of what I want to be. So just thought I'd show you that bit. Okay, so we've got just a flat sheet of tin now. The top's been picked off, and I'll salvage that bit of angle iron out of that mudguard. So it was a bit twisted and bent, so I just straightened it up. I put a chalk mark, can you see the chalk mark on the bench? I scribed that chalk mark from round inside the mudguard top. So it gave me a rough idea of the radius I needed to be. And it was pretty much as good as the same radius as what's on that tin, you know, within a mil or so. So the little bolts I took out from the previous lot of bits and pieces, I just put in here, look, picked up all the holes, so it keeps it in its right place. Now you can see what's missing out of it, look. So that basically, this edge, it's got to go in a straight line across to that corner, look. Here. So now you can see our tin worm's been busy, look, and it's had a fair, well, more than its portion, I think. But anyway, so at least that gives me a date and mark in which to cook my tin, or mark out my tin, and this is what we're going to do next. So we'll catch you on the next one. Right, so the sheet of tin's out, and we've now set up one straight edge down for the bottom edge where I flattened out. Done the little marking out a bit here, look. It's about a 15mm radius, that one is. Measured off the other mud guard to where this point is. I measured from there, across to there, look, a straight line. To get an idea of that measurement. I tried several different ways of measuring it, and that seemed to be the best. So that's where we're running there, look, and all the way around. And what I have done, where the stay bars go on, the two holes at the end, I've scried them holes out. Same on the other stay bar, them two holes, I've scried them out. I've also scried that one out and that one out, and they are the two, that one and that one there, and they're the two end ones of the cast plate that goes onto the axle. And just to show you what I'm playing about with. So there's the cast plate in place, look, and the U-bolt that goes onto the axle, and the holes I've done is that one, which is there, and the same with that one. Then that picks up, just gets me the angle right, so I don't get the mudguard pitched wrong when we put it on the tractor. I don't want it leaning forward or leaning back. So them two holes for me, get them in the right place. You know, it's got to be the same as the original mudguard then. And so all that remains now is to cut that out. I've only got enough tin to do one, so I had to order some tin this week to do the other one. And then obviously the remaining sheet of tin we'll have to cut a bulkhead plate out, because you know, we've already seen them, they've gone to the wall. I mean, I could weld a piece on that probably. Cut a piece of tin out, weld a bit on. Anyway, we'll have to think about that one. So that's where we're at the minute. Anyway, right, so you've seen it being marked out, and I'm now going to cut the line. Now I've got a Bosch nibbler, but for some reason it's not working. So we'll go back to doing by hand. We've got these twisty ones, not the flat ones, but the twisty ones, and they tend to work a bit better. They've got a good long handle as well. So started it, and we'll just crack on. I mean, it's hard on the old end a bit like that. It's important just to keep tipping it up a bit. Otherwise, it's a job to slide it in, so you just got to keep easing it up so you. And the further you go along, the harder it is. And the only other way is to put it with a disc cutter. At least if you put it with a disc cutter, you wouldn't get this round plate and do it with something else. And it might be a way forward to be better. or a manual guillotine, but the big one with the big lever on. Well, I've got one of them. You need something solid to put it to, and but I used to do that when I was an apprentice. We used to have a big bench like this, but it was a proper rack old steel with a guillotine bolted on the end, and it was a sheet metal sort of bench, just prepared as that job to cut sheet metal. But as old boys, we used to pull the handle or somebody for the sheet, which was a good idea. But we did learn something. You've got to cut right down a 8 to 4 sheet. You know you've done it. Especially when you've got hands of old, you ought to have the gloves on for it, because you can be a bit sharp. Just thought I'd do this piece so you can see it being done manually and I'm just going to put that into the hole here. That's a bit off. I'll square this one up to the hole. And that's pretty much the shape that it's supposed to be. You've got to remember that you've got a piece here that's bent at 90 degrees. So there you are, that's the tin cut out. And this is the lip that's got to be bent down for the bulkhead plate. And you just see the scribe line in there, look. Can we see that one? Just about to see the scribe line in that one. There, look. And then these are married up on the ones I scribed there, look. See that, look. There, look. And that's on the scribe lines at that end. And that just puts everything in the right position. That's why I scribed out from the original bit of tin. It keeps everything in the right position and the job's good. And then obviously we've got to tack weld the top on and rivet it and tack weld it and do whatever we've got to do. And we've still got this plate to put on, and it'll naturally come the right position because all these bolt holes are the same configuration as them. So when it's nailed on the back, this is on one side like, and that's on the other side, it'll come just naturally to it, the place in the corner here where it needs to be. And then these 3 bolts in the 3 holes in the end here, they anchor to the bracket onto the foot plate, so everything corresponds. So you can't sort of get it all wrong. I suppose you can, but using your head a little bit, it's just like a jigsaw. It just all comes together. So that's where we are in a minute. I'll fold that lip tomorrow. Well, I won't. I've got to cut the hole out. This the actual hole here. Look, I've got to cut that out. Which I've got to make a tool. Look, I'm going to cut that out in the mill. Make myself like a plate cutter and put it in the mill so it goes nice and steady. And I'm able to bolt the tin down and so forth, and make it safe. And then I can bend the lip. So that's tomorrow's job. But now it's around about, I don't know what time it is. It's getting on for about 9:30. So we'll call it a day today, and we'll have another go tomorrow.